What is up, you guys? This is Chris. Let's have fun learning English. And usually I share English knowledge and learning tips on my channel. But this week, I want to share my stories, pursuing my master's studies, and making a lot of great friends in Vancouver, Canada. And I also hope you can get to know me better through this video, right? You might be thinking, who is this random guy sharing English pronunciation tips on YouTube, right? So sus, what's his deal, right? And I also hope it helps you get a clear idea what it is like to study abroad if that's on your to-do list. Okay, so in this video, I will first let you know why I decided to study at UBC and how much it cost me as an international student living in Vancouver. So for other interesting part of my experiences and stories, I will share them in the following videos, okay? So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So I lived in Vancouver for almost 2 years, from September 2023 to August 2025. And my program was Master of Education in Modern Languages Education at UBC, University of British Columbia. So first off, why did I choose Vancouver, right? It is the most expensive Canadian city to live in after all, right? And it was mainly because UBC is a really great university, affordable as well. So the tuition per term is 5,678 CAD right now. I know it sounds made up, but that's the number. And I think it was around the same amount 2 years ago. And it took me 4 turns to finish my studies, so it actually cost me around 500,000 NTD only, which is super crazily affordable compared to other Canadian American universities, right? And it is ranked the 2nd or 3rd best university in Canada, and also quite high up in the QS rankings. And speaking of my experience studying at UBC, I will say every professor I met is super amazing. I genuinely learned a lot about teaching a second language. And in every course, it was just food for thoughts handed to me so easily. I also had a great time throwing questions at my classmates, and also have a great time discussing issues and phenomena about language acquisition and teaching. And also, I want to shout out to my favorite professor, Professor Megan Carella. I love her courses, and it was endless reflection and erudition. So if you actually had the chance to take her courses, go for it. Back to the topic, last but not least, as a UBC student, I was granted access to a wealth of literature, right? No longer right now, which is very sad, but I really learned a ton from a lot of great researchers and their inspiring scholarship. So yeah, if you are looking for a great university to pursue your master's or PhD studies at, I think UBC will probably check a lot of boxes for you. So next up, living costs and housing rents, right? They might be the biggest concern for a lot of you. And first off, as a master's program applicant, you will probably want to apply to be on the waitlist of UBC dorms right after the deadline of document submission of your program application. Okay, so that would fall on late December or early January for a lot of UBC's programs. And I didn't know that. I didn't know I had to put myself on the waitlist so early to even have a slight chance of moving into a dorm before I graduated. So yeah, I didn't move in. And then now you have it, right? You had to do it before you know if you're accepted or not. I know it sounds weird, but you can get a refund if you're not accepted later on, okay? And if you're a PhD student or PhD applicant, I don't think it would be too difficult for you to get a dorm. So for yourself or your family. So yeah, just put your name down in the system when you receive your letter of acceptance. If you feel like renting a place outside the campus, it would usually cost around $1,300 per month, give or take. And in terms of housing types, most of the options around Point Grey, Vancouver West, and Vancouver East are houses. And so that means living with housemates. Yeah, and also probably your landlady or landlord. There are definitely cheaper options if you look for them. And then pricier options like a bachelor suite with better privacy as well. And if you're coming to study with your partner and your child or children, you will want to look for a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom option. and those are usually found in downtown Vancouver. So that would usually be from 2,500 to 3,500 CAD per month. And one piece of advice I would give is that you should rent a place close to a grocery store. So Asian grocery stores like H Mart and TNT are really great since you may constantly crave Asian food or snacks. Okay, and another major part of living costs is food, right? So dine-ins and takeouts are a lot pricier in Vancouver than in Taiwan or any other Asian countries. And a regular takeout usually costs $20 to $25, and a dining usually costs $30 to $50. So you definitely want to cook your own meals on most days. I myself bought a multifunctional rice cooker and cook most of my meals like rice, veggies, and also fish with it. So it actually saved me a lot of time. And that was around $15 to $25 per day since I constantly ate a lot more in Vancouver, right? Couldn't help it. I work out a lot and it was really cold in Vancouver. Yeah, so it might cost less per day for you if you choose to cook. And lastly, I suggest you take cost of socializing into account when you plan your budgets. So trust me, you will definitely make good friends while studying abroad. And you will definitely eat out or go to your friends' parties. Yeah. And also speaking of chipping in, I am usually the guy who brings pizza and alcohol. Yeah, since I don't want to cook and food poison my friends, right? Okay. So that usually costs me around $60 to $120 each time. Sometimes I only brought food or pizza, so that actually cost me less, right? But liquors are really pricey. And also shout out to my friends, right? I love your charcuteries, yummy Japanese, Korean, Iranian, Colombian, and Hong Kong dishes. Thank you guys. You are the best. Back to the topic. There will be time when you also burn midnight oil trying to complete your 10,000 word minimum assignment, or maybe reading a 300-page book within a week so that you can just do your discussion post assignment, right? During that time, you will be scooping in ice cream or drinking bobas for those desperate moments. So if you planning your budgets, you will definitely want to put another around $80 or $100 into it, okay? And also before I moved to Vancouver, I didn't think seasonal depression would be a problem for me. But trust me, you probably will. And so that's extra snacking costs during the winter. And on the other hand, extra costs hanging out with friends during the summer since it's just so nice and sunny out every day. So key takeaway, extra budget in case of contingencies, right? Okay. I think that's it for today. Is there any other things you want me to share? I do have quite a few experience facing racism and also microaggression in Vancouver. So if you're interested, just comment down below, okay? So please also give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.